It's the single biggest issue facing the cultural and creative communities.
I think the biggest problem for artists in Austin is affordability.
Their rents are going up, they're losing their spaces, and I understand the fear and frustration and the heartbreak.
Money is going to be the bottom line here.
Having this live music capital of the world moniker, it's a moniker if we don't really support the musicians and artists who built what Austin is.
Largely, the Renaissance of cities was driven by arts. The irony is that the Renaissance of cities is driving arts out of cities. There was a lot of surplus space for decades, but that started to really change around 2011.
More and more development was coming downtown, and more development was coming east with no abatement in sight. I think in retrospect, you'd have to say that's when things began to change.
Old Austin is being displaced, and the future doesn't really look that bright. And I would say, and for the music industry in general, the support structure just isn't there like it used to be.
And now these arts organizations that were used to space that was ridiculously cheap can't meet the market where it's at now.
One of the larger places that closed was Salvage Vanguard Theater on Manor Road, closed in, I think, 2015. Next was the Off Center, which had been around since 1999. Pump Project, which is a warehouse of several dozen studios and 2 artist-run galleries, recently lost its lease.
There is a for sale sign out there, and it's rather large. Basically, we don't know what's going to happen. It's all up in the air. Somebody could buy it anytime. Some people have left. You know, a whole lot of people are just here, kind of going day to day. A lot of people are not ready to just all of a sudden paint in their own bedroom. That's going to change the work.
I've had to move like way west just to have enough space to do my art. The place I have here now, I would not be able to afford in Central Austin because of the cost. So I'm just going to be way out here on the outskirts. To do my art full time here in Austin would be tough. Like, I got to be able to bring more money in each month with art, and I still haven't figured out how to do that.
Musicians and artists are small businesses, and oftentimes if you're a musician, or all the time if you're a musician in Austin, you've got to find a way to pay your bills, unless you're one of the few lucky groups that have made it.
Because it's more of the creative sector, it's not necessarily built on a business model. They're looking at their art and their performances, and so the better you become at business, the better you can help sustain your organization.
Key to note, these are not businesses that are on the ropes. These are businesses that are filling their seats every night. These are businesses that have classes that are full. So their revenue streams are healthy. The single factor that they're struggling against is the rents going up too fast. In this market right now, unless the city is ready to put its own assets into play, we're not going to get these problems solved. It's not the only thing that we need, but it's a crucial piece.
There are some grant programs with the city. I haven't applied for anything yet, but I'm definitely looking into that because that would definitely help.
I think, the city has tried to do a few things. They came up with an emergency grant program, and they just finally, completed a cultural mapping project. But those are both rather limited.
Some of that, I think, is that we're reacting to this problem a little late. The first report about this problem came out in 2012. Then there was another report in 2013, and another report in 2014, and another report in 2015. And now it is 2018, and we're finally getting serious about it. So we're behind the 8 ball on this problem.
Yes, it's taken a while, but sometimes, these things do take time.
I'd like to move passage of item 82, which relates to creative arts cultural spaces.
Recently, Councilmember Kitchen offered a resolution that was passed unanimously to create the Austin Cultural Trust, which is a mechanism to try to raise funds through private-public partnerships, in an effort to make spaces available for the creative communities. It's like peeling an onion. You know, you can maybe have something that looks like it's going to be a really viable option, but then as you peel away the layers, you find that there's restrictions on, you know, what you can use that space for, et cetera. So these are all things that are kind of coming to this perfect storm, I think, at this point. I think we're finally beginning to get some real momentum here.
Please raise your hand. Those opposed, it's unanimous on the dais. Thank you very much.
I think people do really care about the arts in Austin. I just think it's hard when people are forced to be reactive.
I don't think it's ever too late. I mean, you can always jump in and save something, I would hope.
The question is now, if we start really displacing our artists, what does that do to the community landscape?